What is going on, everybody? Back with another video. What is going on, everybody? Back with another video. If you couldn't tell by now, I've got some dinner cooking in the background. We got a sweet potato in the oven, some asparagus, this 6-ounce fillet of salmon, and then probably 4 ounces of this grass-fed beef. The reason I wanted to make this video is because there's a lot of controversy over which shoes to get for running. So I'm going to show you guys my favorites, really just the pairs that I've had since I started running about 2 years ago. Not that shoes are a necessity by any means. I've seen people run with Vans on. I've seen people run barefoot. I am just going to let you know which shoes I use because I feel like when you put yourself in a good position to perform well, example, getting a nice pair of running shoes, it really does help, at least for me. So I'm gonna take you guys through in chronological order from the very first pair that I've gotten all the way through to the last pair that I actually just picked up last week. So let's get right into it. All right, first pair of running shoes that I ever got are the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s. These shoes are honestly great. Nick Bare is a huge advocate of Saucony, and he kind of got me into running. That's really why I tried Saucony out in the first place. Saucony. I've heard it many different ways. But these are great for just your daily trainer. I have put probably 300, 400 miles on these, and they still are in really good condition. My pinky toe has sort of made its way, don't know if you guys can see that, through the upper material, but they're still in great condition. I do actually utilize these a lot for those just any outdoor run at this current point in time, because they are a non-carbon plate, which means your foot is going to be doing a lot more of the work that it should be doing. They're not exactly the lightest, so they shouldn't necessarily be for like a speedy workout, but tempo runs, these are awesome. Highly recommend the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s. So next we have got a pair that I hold really near and dear to my heart. These were a Christmas gift from Sabrina. I wanted them for a very long time. These are my speedy shoes, I like to call them. These are the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4s. These are just overall such a good shoe. Super sleek design. I love white shoes. Like, I'm just a sucker, always have been for white shoes. These certainly fit the build for that, but they're just a really versatile, lightweight shoe with a carbon plate. I don't know if you all could tell, maybe not. I can barely tell on the look of it, but there is a carbon plate in these, and the reason carbon plates are so controversial nowadays is because technically, you're only supposed to wear them for races like from 10Ks up to marathons, and they're supposed to be utilized as like a speedy shoe, not necessarily like a daily trainer or for those long runs or tempo workouts. I was wearing these every day, putting 5K a day, 10K, you know, a couple times a week on these shoes, probably about 30 miles a week, and completely just destroyed my knee. I didn't realize why, but my feet weren't doing all of the work that they were supposed to be doing on my runs. Therefore, my ankles, my knees, my hips, everything was kind of overcompensating to keep up with what wasn't happening in terms of the work my feet should have been doing. So I learned that the hard way. My next shoe, which is not a carbon plate, but yeah, I mean, if you guys are in the market for like a good marathon or quick shoe, these are certainly a great contender. Saucony Endorphin Pro 4s. Last and final shoe, and by no means, again, are these shoes that you necessarily have to have, but they are shoes that I have really wanted along my running journey, and I have been so fortunate and blessed by God to be able to buy things that I am really into and facilitate different hobbies and things that I like to do in my free time. So I'm gonna show you guys this newest addition to the collection. Oh, boom, look at that. Man, these are pretty. So these are the Nike Vomero 18s. These are awesome. These shoes, probably one of my favorite Nikes I've ever had. And I've had a lot of pairs of Nikes, don't get me wrong, but these are just so cushiony. It literally feels like I'm putting my feet into clouds when I wear these shoes. They're super responsive. They are going to be great for outdoors. I got them, and then the next day This was last week on Saturday. I broke them in with a 10K on the treadmill, and it was a PR. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, you know, you necessarily need these, but again, great overall shoe, especially if you plan on running long term. I just realized I had another pair of, they were like Zoom Fly, I forget, is Alpha Zoom Fly. That was actually my very first running shoe before the Sauconys even, and those were great. I actually ran my very first 10K ever in those. I forgot about those, wow. But I had to throw those away because they just literally fell apart on me, and I tried to reach out to Nike like, yo, what's going on? And they never got back to me, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna boycott Nike running shoes for a little bit. I actually just realized I got this pair, but aside from that, yeah, I got a lot of travel coming up for work so my birthday is next week. I lied and said that you all probably would see me the next time when I'm 27. I'm still 26, so diet has been on point, training has been very up to par, feeling good, looking good, and I actually have a company reached out to me, Immense Wellness. They are a med spa based in, I think, Glenview, Illinois, maybe Glendale. It's something up north. They reached out to me on Instagram and they said, hey, we're a med spa here in the Chicago suburbs and we love your content, especially around health and wellness. Like, would you like to come in one of these days and maybe do a collab, make a TikTok or like a Instagram reel or a YouTube short, and in exchange we'll give you like the full service for the day. Like, we'll, you know, this is our menu, here's what we offer, let us know. So according to what I saw while doing research, it is apparently a really good facility out here in Chicago, Illinois. So if you're in the area, Immense Wellness, definitely go check them out. It's a med spa. So I'm gonna try them out actually the day before the Chicago conference at work. So I will be in a complete state of relaxation. I'll be in the city, grinding, making it happen. And then about a week later, I will be in Phoenix. And then, yeah, so we're a lot of good stuff so far this year. It's the year of the horse. And trust me, man, I feel like one. It doesn't, the zodiac doesn't reflect the year of the horse until my birthday actually this year. It lands like February 17th is day one of the year of the horse. So with that said, man, I don't think that's a coincidence. I feel more fire in my soul than ever before. I am incredibly locked in on all of my goals. I'm voluntarily suffering and putting myself through every bit of chaos that I can possibly find, because I know that growth is on the other side of that pain, and you have to forge yourself into the man that you hope to be someday. And I can proudly say that I'm able to look myself in the mirror and say that, hey, I got 1% better today. I hope that you all could take something from that as well. I know that that is not necessarily like the mindset that many 26-year-olds have, for that matter, but that's been my mindset for quite a few years now, and it's something that has kind of like show up in every other aspect of my life. When you work hard and you put in effort, genuine effort, like you give it your best attitude and you put your best effort forward, good things happen. I mean, the harder that you work, the luckier you're going to get, and I live by that. I breathe that quote. I believe me when I tell you, the only way that you could really turn those visions that you have into real life victories with quantifiable results is if you put the work in. There's no shortcut. There's no secret to this stuff. Put the work in and you just might get lucky. That's all I've got for you guys today. I really encourage you, if content is something that you're ever interested in doing, I will say my life has only gotten better since I started making these videos, since I started putting myself out there. And I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and I was like, you know, man, like if I could have all the fortune without the fame, like that would be so ideal, you know? I wish I could be behind the scenes of like a product and put it out there and just kind of, you know, not necessarily have to like be the face of it. And he's like, dude, like that's your blessing though. Like that's who you are, and that is what you're here to do, because people want to listen to you. People are inspired by you, and He's like, and what are you talking about? You're like trying to be a internet sensation. You're trying to be a YouTube star. Like, I was like, but I'm really not though. Like, I just want to put the message out there. I want to inspire others to be able to conquer their battles. I want to inspire others to take their troubles and turn them into success stories. And if I could just inspire one person through these messages, through these videos that I put out, then you know what? My work is done. At the end of the day, the harder you work, the luckier you're going to get. So with that said, I hope everybody's February has been off to a kick-ass start. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. I unfortunately will not be able to be with my girlfriend, but I do know that men, if you got a girl, you better treat her right, along with every day. But I think Valentine's Day is a very special one. So with all that, I really appreciate you guys for tuning into another video. I know that these can get a bit boring with me just kind of talking, but you know what? The real ones are going to show and the fake ones won't. So at the end of the day, if you made it this far, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. Hit the subscribe button. Share this to as many people as you possibly can. That'd be pretty cool. And yeah, if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me in the comments. I will do my best to make sure I get back to you so long as I get notified and I see the comment itself. But yeah, thank you guys again. Hope you enjoyed this video.